Hello, everyone. This is Albert Espinoza, and this is our final week of our MPA 540 Public Personnel Management course for Dr. David Powell at CBU. And my final presentation will tie in with the one video by KPBS that was titled Privacy Rights versus Employee Tracking, and I'll correlate it to working as a government employee and some of the things that we must be knowledgeable about in order to do our job. And quite frankly, as a government employee, there are some rights we do give up. So let's get started. Let's start off with the first question. And so why would a government agency want to track employees? And the biggest thing is transparency. As government employees, we're under a microscope and we're constantly being watched by the public. We somewhat do have a bit of a target on our backs because, some people think of government as being wasteful, and, they want transparency. Our residents, our constituents, want information to make sure we're doing our jobs. And in this age of information and data, it's pretty simple to accomplish now. So transparency is huge. One other little tidbit on the side. Back in 2017, the city of San Jose went against the Superior Court in California in regards to a ruling about local agencies and employees' personal accounts or devices that are subject to the California Public Records Act. And so in that ruling, whether it's our cell phone, computers, emails, that's all subject to the Public Records Act. So that's another thing, again, transparency in government. People want to know what we're doing. And when it comes to new technology, it's definitely part of that. Starting off with the KPBS video, the privacy rights versus employee tracking, that video touched on employers having the legal right to monitor their employees' websites that they visit, their emails, their texts, their social media accounts, and the whereabouts of the city vehicles or company vehicles, especially if these tools and resources were provided by the company, or in this case, the agency. And two of the reasons they said they did this, it's because of productivity and making sure things are running efficient, and also misconduct. So these new methods of tracking people, I would say, is scientific management at its best, because it's about efficiency. And this is modern day scientific management. And in government, this is a way to monitor and track people because of the war on waste. There's auditors that the public sector have to report to, and they want to ensure that government officials are doing their jobs. It's also the watchful eye, about openness, transparency, and access to government at all times. It almost takes a theory X approach as well in regards to, making sure people aren't, slacking off and being productive. And so, preventing soldiering from occurring in the workplace. And again, this can be done because people are issued computers, cell phones, key access cards, and vehicles that are being monitored. Another thing is, for example, at the city of Rancho Cucamonga, we're moving towards metrics. And this is important because we want to tell our story to our taxpayers and let them know what we do. And again, that involves tracking staff time, material used, and vehicles to tell that story. So people are being monitored, whether their vehicles, their time, they're being tracked, their whereabouts. And part of it is for productivity purposes, to tell a story. And in some cases, it can be used as part of misconduct, especially if people are driving around where they shouldn't be in a city vehicle, if they're using the computer at their desk to surf the web and do some purchases online. So again, this is all leading back to scientific management at its best. So as a supervisor, how do you strike that balance with your employees and their privacy? One thing we must do is during that onboarding process, we need to make sure new hires know that any city-issued computers, cell phones, key access cards, and vehicles are all being tracked and monitored and make sure we train staff to know about the knowledge of the California Public Records Act. This is transparency between the organization and the individual that's been hired. That way there's no surprises to the employee if they do something wrong during city time using city equipment or resources. And this ties to the KPBS video that if you do put an employee on notice that they're being monitored, their reasonable expectations of privacy pretty much shrink. If a person's been put on notice, they shouldn't be surprised if they do something negative during city time with city issued equipment or resources. So when it comes to privacy nowadays, it's very challenging because most government employees do not have privacy at work. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and perspective on privacy rights and employee tracking. I can't wait to see your comments and watch your videos. It's been a great 8 weeks, and hopefully I get to see some of you in the next course. Have a great one, and God bless. Bye.